Dad?
Yeah?
Why'd we move out here?
Beautiful house, horse trails. What else could we ask for?
I miss Mom.
Me too.
Cool hat, loser.
Give it back.
You want it? Come get it. What you gonna do about it?
No! I want this thing settled, and I mean now. Is that the father, not your girl? You the father?
You think we're gonna be disrespected?
Can't you go over there and do some things?
Mess with their heads like you do everyone else.
Scare them.
Your door's open. Neighbor calling. It's a damn undercover cop. Very nice to meet you, Agent Broker.
I'd be real careful, Broker. People around here don't shake and make up.
Hey, neighbor, can I get that pump from you?
I'm almost done. Whatever you're thinking, we thinking.
You've worked up a pretty bad rep around here.
I don't want any more problems.
Tell your little girl she's got nothing to worry about with such a tough daddy around.
They call him Gator for some reason. The word is he's cooking up that meth.
I don't want that narc broker laying low in my town. Let's take him out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maddie.
Maddie!
Dad, what was that?
I need you to stay down here, okay, Maddie? There's a man with a gun trying to get into the house. Go.
Scared. Please hurry.
Trust me, I'm coming.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The one and only. Wait. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Kharlie Brown. And I just finished watching the movie Homefront, and I need to talk about it. Wait, before I get into that, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out That Was Unexpected, it's a short work of poetry by the one and only me, Kharlie Brown. Actually, I was born into the world as Karsten Colbert, but I took the time out to write down some poetry over time, and just a small collection of my work. It also has some beautiful pictures in there as well. It's my art, and I just would love if you guys would get a chance to go and check it out. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go and check it out. If you guys have friends that checked it out, then they're probably whispering to you right now, go check it out. Now, with that said and done, that was unexpected. You know what else was unexpected? That was unexpected. You know what else was unexpected? That was unexpected. Was the movie that I just finished watching. Okay, so, let me calm down. So, the movie with Jason Statham, it's been out for quite some time. And the reason why I kept I kept telling myself, I don't want to watch the movie, I don't want to see it, because it had James Franco in it. Was it Jason Franco? You know, the guy that played Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies, the first 3 Spider-Mans, you know, one with Tobey Maguire. That guy who played the Green Goblin, Harry Osborn, Green Goblin, whatever. Anyway, I don't really like him as an actor. I don't even like his face. Like, I can't stand that guy. I know a lot of people that like him, you know. He teaches his own, you know. Some people like things and some people don't. But I particularly didn't like him. Anyway, so I kept telling myself, I don't want to see that. Then I realized that Winona Ryder was in it, and I was like, kind of got a thing for Winona Ryder. Then I watched the movie, and about halfway through it, I was like, wait a minute. She's a smackhead. Smackhead. Isn't that what did you call it, like a person that's doing certain drugs? Well, anyway, she's a smackhead in the movie. And then, what's her name? Kate Bosworth or whatever her name is. She's in it too. And she's also a smackhead. And I'm like, what? Okay, all right, well, I guess this is what we're doing. And Jason Statham, he plays a DEA agent. And when the movie starts off, oh, and by the way, it's going to be spoilers because I need to talk about this. I need to talk. Can I talk about this, please? First of all, it's on Netflix, and Netflix keeps giving us some gems, some diamonds in the rough. And they gave me this. I knew it was out there, and I should have just watched it, but I didn't. Okay, again, let me count down. Woosah. So, some of you probably already seen it, but there's a few things in the movie I want to talk about. Okay, or first of all, okay. So the movie starts off, right, and Jason Statham's character, he's a DEA agent, and he's like a robot DEA agent. He's not a normal DTA agent. First of all, before I even get to that, I just found out that this movie was like either produced or written by Sylvester Stallone, so it kind of makes sense. But so Jason Statham is a DEA agent, but he's undercover, and he looks ridiculous with the long hair. He looks ridiculous. Watch it, you'll see. So instantly, like in my head, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those Jason Statham movies, you know, like Crank, like it's gonna be like really over the top." But it wasn't. But his character still was like, his character's like a badass DEA agent. Like he's not a normal DEA agent. You know those agents that take care of like drugs and stuff. But anyway, he's undercover, and they're about to go on like this drug run or whatever, and it's like a biker gang that he infiltrated, and then they rush in to catch everybody and everything. All this chaos going on. Everybody, there's drugs everywhere. Everybody's like, "Oh, calm down" and stuff. Building blows up. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So then the one guy who's the lead biker and his son named JoJo, they're trying to get away. Jason Statham's like, no, you can't get away. Get back over here. But they was like, no, we got to get away. And they're trying to get away. And they get in the car and they drive off. And Jason Statham's like, oh, crap, I can't go after you because the cop got shot. So I got to save this cop. So he picks this cop up on his shoulders and he like walks out. And he's like, oh, I'm a badass. Look at me. So then he puts down the guy. And then after he puts down the cop, they're like, oh, man, don't shoot him. He's a DA. He's one of us. All of a sudden, Jason Statham sees the car trying to drive off. He's like, I got to get those bad guys. So he gets on a motorcycle, vroom, vroom. So then he starts going after him, right? So he's chasing after him while he's on a motorcycle, vroom, vroom, going after him. Then they turn around and they're like, oh, no, we can't get past because the cops blocked us off. So a bunch of cops came and blocked them off. They're like, oh, this is BS. This is BS. But they actually said bullshit. They didn't say BS. They said bullshit. So then they turn their car around, they start driving, and the son is like, wow, this is crazy. What's going on? This is some S. They said shit, but I said S. Anyway, so they kept driving, and they were driving, and then Jason Statham, being the badass that he is, he's on a motorcycle, vroom, vroom. Excuse me for cursing. By the way, I said badass like 4 or 5 times. I'm sorry about that. But he's on the motorcycle, vroom, vroom, and then he does this thing where he turns the motorcycle and kicks it, and it's like slides like on the ground, like, and he's off. He takes the gun out, and he goes blah blah blah. Well, he didn't say blah, but the gun, boom boom boom, and he shoots at the motorcycle. The motorcycle blows up when it hits the car. The guys in the car, they're like, oh, and they pull over. Then he gets up, he goes over, and the son is sitting there, and the son's like, oh, man, I can't believe this guy, he just did this to us. He walks over to the dad, he takes the dad out, and the dad tries to fight back. He punches the dad like, you know who I am? I'm Jason Statham. Badass. So then he knocks him down. He's like, stop, you're under arrest, stop resisting. And then the guy's mad at him like, man, you supposed to be our family, man. But you a snitch, man. You one of them cops. And he's like, man, I'm doing my job. So he's trying to handcuff him. Then he looks up at the son. He's like, hey, don't do it. And the son, he got a hammer in his hand. By hammering, I mean gun. He got a gun, like a big gun. Like, it's not a big gun, but it's like one of those guns. Like a dirty, hairy gun. It's a hammer. He's like, I'm going to shoot you because you a snitch and you betrayed us. You betrayed us. We're bikers. You can't betray us. And then he's like, hey, Date, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cops in real life don't do that, though. They don't go, don't do it. 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 He said it like 98 times. Don't do it. And the guy's like, nope. Slow motion, like, I'm just going to shoot you. And he's like, no, you're not. And he shoots him in his knee, like, black owl. knee blows out, blood everywhere. He's like, oh, my knee. Then he drops the gun, like, wow, oh. And he goes down to one knee. He's like, oh, you shot me in my knee. And he's like, I told you not to do it. So then a bunch of other police officers pull up. They get out and it's like, yeah, don't move. Don't move. Or we will shoot you. Don't move. Because they're in slow motion. You know, like one of those like Jerry Bruckheimer movies. Don't move. You would think that I'd be tired of slow motion scenes by now, because I just got done watching that 4-hour Justice League movie, the Snyder Cut. Anyway, so the guy's on his one knee, and the dad is all handcuffed, and then he's all rumph. And then my man's like, oh, my knee. The son, JoJo, he's like, my knee. He looks over, and then he's like, And then he opens up his vest. You know how bikers wear those vests? You know, like with 3 patches on it? Yeah, I know a little bit about bikers. Hello. So he reaches into the vest, and then they're like, no. And they start shooting. They're like, blah. But they don't just shoot. They're like, blue bloom, blue bloom, blue bloom, blue bloom, blue bloom. They shot him up. Like, God bless his soul, because they made him holy. And then he falls down. And then Jason Statham's mad. He's arguing with his boss. And he's like, why'd you shoot him like that, man? Why'd you shoot him? And they're like, well, he was going for his gun. Which, we don't know what was inside his vest at all. It could have been a love note for all we know. But no matter, JoJo's dead. Not like JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre World, like the anime. No, JoJo, the guy the character in the movie, he's dead. So fast forward. Now Jason Statham, you know, he takes him and his daughter. They move back. They move to an area where the mom kind of grew up at, and near where the mom grew up at, and like they have all this land and stuff. And he's working on the house and stuff. And he's like, he don't want to be dealing with that. He's like, I don't want to be badass no more. You know, I want to be soft. I want to be like a teddy bear. Basically, that's the part of the movie we're at. Okay, so then they jump right into the movie. Like, they get right into it. Okay, then you have that scene that's like, oh, okay, this is going to come up again later. Obviously, that's what we put at the beginning. So after that, Jason Statham is like, he gets a phone call. What? I missed the part. So what happened is, the little girl is like his daughter. She's hanging out on a playground. Ooh, look at me. I mean, she's climbing on the monkey bars and stuff. Those are monkey bars, right? The ones that go across the monkey bars. They kind of be the monkey bars. Are they the monkey bars? I hope they're the monkey bars. Okay, so she goes across. Then she falls. She plops down. Her hat comes off. Okay, little fat white kid walks up, and I don't mean to say it like that, but he's a little fat white kid. So little fat kid walks up. Let's just say little fat kid. So little fat kid walks up, and he's like, nice hat. And she's like, thank you. And then he gives it to her. She takes it, she puts it on. And then she goes to step forward, but he doesn't move. So it's like he's trying to intimidate her. Like, he's a fat kid. Like, he's bigger than her. And she's like, hey, it's crazy. So then she walks past, and he takes the hat off her head. And she's like, okay, cool. She's like, hey, can I have my hat back? And the boy's bullying her. You know, he's the one of those, I'm gonna keep poking you with my finger. Like, he's a bully, you know? Like, old school bully. Not like the new school bully where they mess with you on the internet. The people that mess with you on the internet, they some sons of bitches. But I'm talking about the ones that they're like old school bullies, you know? The ones that build good character. Those kind of bullies. So he says to her, like, hey, you know, you want this hat back? You know, make me give it back, whatever. So then he pushes her. He just, she falls. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, no, you see, now Jason Statham got to come in, and he got to be a badass again. He wants to be, you know, good cuddly teddy bear. But so little girl gets up, and she 2 pieces him. Takes her hat back. She's like, I asked you for it twice. It's like, oh, she real. Oh, she real. Was that Ronda Rousey? So she leaves, right? And then she gets in trouble. Dad, you know, Jason Statham, he gets the teddy bear. He gets the phone call. He's like, hello. And they're like, hey, I need to talk to the little girl's dad. He's like, yeah, this is the teddy bear. Okay, I'm coming in. So he goes in, and then you look at one room, you see the little boy, the little fat kid getting patched up because his nose bleeding. Go into the other room, and there's a mother, the mother of the little fat kid. She's like, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. By the way, the mother is Kate Bosworth. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she's like, I can't believe this, blah, 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 blah. And she's all upset. She's all frustrated and stuff. So like, I can't believe that little B word, you know, hit my son. It's like, your son's a bully. What? What's wrong with you? So then he goes over, and then the school like psychology whatever walks up, like, hey, you know, they kind of crazy whatever. They go in the room, they talk, and she's like, what happened? He's like, oh, you taught your daughter how to fight? He's like, I didn't teach my daughter how to fight. I taught her how to defend herself. And she's like, Dad, look, I told him 3 times, like you said, you know, 3 times. 1, leave me be. 2, leave me be. 3, leave me be. 2 piece, boom, boom. And that's what happened. So they get in the car, and then when they're trying to leave, the mom is still outside talking all this trash. And she's like, no, you know what? She's trying to get in his face. She's like, hey, you know, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I'm not that way. I'm a teddy bear now. I'm not a badass anymore. And she's like, no, I want all the smoke. Build me a house outside, and I'm going to start me a forest fire because I want all the smoke. And that's how she's acting, right? And he's like, hey, listen, look. Bless your soul. You know, my bad, did it happen? You know, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. And then all of a sudden the sheriff's out there too, because the sheriff is related to that lady that's all outside is being crazy and stuff, right? So then after that, a homegirl goes over to her husband and is like, hey, go over there and handle my light work to the husband. Well, she didn't say that, but she said, go over there. So the husband goes over there and is like, hey, let me tell you something. Your kid hit my kid, and I don't like that. So what we gonna do about it? He's like, hey, man, I don't want no trouble. So he turns his back, and the dude goes to grab him. And but right before that happened, my man Jason Statham was like, hey, daughter, get in the car because I'm a teddy bear. Get in the car. Homeboy took down badass real quick. He, like he grabbed him, swung him over, and he's like choking my man like, hey, you trying to grab me? I'm a badass. Then he realized I'm a teddy bear still. Like, oh, people watching, okay? I'm sorry about that. I'm still a teddy bear. So he gets up, and then the daughter's like, hey, what the heck was that? Like, dude, what, you good? You know? So sheriff comes over, start asking him questions and stuff. He's like, I don't have to answer your questions. It'll never happen again. They get in the car and drive off. The little girl's like, you know, he tucking his daughter into bed and everything. They're having a nice little conversation. Then that's when you find out that the mom died. Okay, so the mom died like a year ago, before that incident happened and everything, and they're in that town, and they're trying their best to, you know, piece it all back together. So obviously the mom was the glue, you know, because they need the mom. So after that, homegirl gets mad. She calls her husband, who just got taken out by the badass. Okay, so she says to her husband, you a P word, you know, and she called him a WAP, you know, W-A-P. With and he was like, what? And then she's like, I gotta go talk to my brother. And he's like, oh crap. So she goes to talk to her brother, right? And while she's talking to her brother, you realize that she is legit a smackhead. And she's like, yeah, you know, it just disrespected our family and stuff. He's like, all right, I'm gonna take care of it. Oh, and by the way, the brother is that dude I don't like from Spider-Man, the Green Goblin guy. So, Jason Francisco, that guy. So Jason Francisco's like, I'm going to take care of it, blah, 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 whatever. So then, you know, they're talking and everything, and she's like, yeah, so, you know, you got some stuff for me? You know, I just need it to calm my stomach down. She lying, because that's what drugs addicts do. They lie. They say stuff like that, like, oh, I just need my medicine. You don't need no medicine. Or they say stuff like, oh, I'm doing naked yoga. What the hell is naked yoga? No, you doing drugs. You doing drugs. Smack. So she does that. I forgot something. Right before that scene, they very first introduced James Francisco, when they first introduced him, he walks into like this little house that's like abandoned, and there's kids in there doing drugs. So he walks up to the one girl and he says to her, hey, how old are you? She says she's 17. He's like, run along. And then he knows his rest of them not 17, they're older, right? So what does he do? This man takes a baseball bat, right? And he starts beating on this one kid's legs. The boy got to be like 18, 19 years old. He just made him a cripple. And then he told him, like, I don't want y'all cooking in this town. Because that guy, Jason Franco, is that right? Jason Franco? Anyway, so Jason Franco's character, he is what we like to call a drug killer. He's cooking drugs. Meth. Texas tea. Well, that's not Texas tea. But you get the gist. So, fast forward now, at this point, trouble's about to start breaking loose. Homeboy's sitting, you know, he's like, hey, you know, go, I'm going to get some of my dudes to go and, like, you know, head to my light work, right? You know what that was? That was unexpected. I didn't see it coming. So, my man, Jason Statham's trying to pump his gas. They show up, and he's like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey. And they're picking on him, right? They're bullying him, right? Not new school bullies like the cyber bully. I mean, like old school bullies wanted to build character. So, they're bullying him, right? And he takes out like 3 or 4 dudes, right? And while they're on the ground, like, trying to catch their breath, right? Like, he beat the dog poop-de-doop out of them. This man is not a normal DEA agent. That's the one point I'm trying to get through in this. He is not a normal DEA agent. This man is a DEA agent from the future that was trained by Dredd and you know, Dredd in the comics, and then he came back and started taking out the trash. Is what he did. So after that, he gets in the car and he drives off, but the lady who's the, you know, psychologist, whatever, she tells him, like, you know, we live in this town and you know, they don't let bygones be bygones, you know. He's like, all right, so tread softly, you know, I'll do that. So he goes to the dad of the little boy. Tells the little boy, like, hey, tells his dad, like, you know, I'll apologize, you know, things got out of hand. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. And the dad's like, all right, cool, everything's good. He's like, all right, and he leaves. He thinks that that's all squashed. It's not. So then after that, he goes home. You know, you think everything's everything, and everybody telling him, like, hey, man, you know, these people in this town, they kind of crazy. You know, they kind of old school people, you know, so you kind of got to watch your back. But it's like, they don't know that who I am. I'm Jason Badass Statham. Hey, do they not know that I'm a DEA agent sent back from the future? Do they not know this? They don't know this. So then, homeboy, Jason Franco, breaks into his house, right? Slashes his tires while my man, you know, while Jason Statham is riding on horses with his daughter, trying to be a good old teddy bear. And they're talking about the mom and everything, getting to know each other and stuff. My man, Jason Franco, breaks into his house, right? Goes through the files, finds out about what happened in the very first scene. Hey, Spot's coming back up. Finds out what's going on about that. It's like, cool, I know who he is now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my girl to go ahead. She going to talk to the detective. The detective is going to be the one, I mean, not the detective, I'm not saying, duh. No, not the detective, but the lawyer. The biker gang leader, the dad, who's still mad about his son dying. I'm going to have her say, hey, listen, this DEA agent is here under a different name, and this is who he really is. So y'all can come in, and y'all can go ahead and piece him up. You kill him, right? And then I need y'all to help me supply my, you know, sell my drugs, because I cook drugs here. And, excuse me. If I cook the meal, I want you guys to DoorDash it for me. That's basically what he was saying. I want the bikers to DoorDash my stuff for me. That's what I'm looking forward for you guys to do. Can you DoorDash my stuff for me? And then, while that is happening and stuff, right? Jason said we don't know, right? But then the dude takes the little girl's cat. He catnaps the little girl's cat, right? Jason Statham's daughter's cat. And then he takes the teddy bear, like she has like a little bunny rabbit, and he cuts the head off the bunny rabbit. Who the hell does that? A smackhead. There you go. So after that, my man Jason Statham was like, hey, I'm gonna go back and talk to dad. He goes talk to the little boy's dad, like, hey, I thought everything was cool. I want my daughter's cat back. My man's confused, like, cat? What does he mean by cat? I don't know what this means. So it's getting all crazy, right? So now, my man Jason Franco, he goes ahead, he calls his girl up, who saw him be Winona Ryder. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, they got Winona Ryder in here. It's about to get good. I'm like, all right, she's a great actress, and she is fine. I was like, all right, here we go. And then they showed her, and I was like, oh, she on drugs too. That was unexpected. So, she looks hideous. And then she drives to meet him, and then they have a sex scene. But it wasn't like a sex scene. It was like a drug addict sex scene. So it's like he grabbed her by the neck and they started like having sex in the car. And he was like rough. And it was two drug guys having sex. It was good at all. It didn't make my stomach bubble. I was so bad. And disappointed. Anywho, so after that, he tells her the plan. She's nervous because she's like, I don't want to deal with these people. But they go ahead, she goes ahead and gives the files to the attorney. The attorney goes to the biker dude. The biker dude was like, ha, got you, boy, got you. So he's like, yeah, so now we gotta go and kill Jason Statham. That's part of our evil plan. So he's like, you go ahead and do it. So they call this guy named Cyrus. This dude named Cyrus comes in, but he comes in, he's eating lobster and stuff. He's talking to Winona Ryder character, you know, the smack addict. And he's like, yeah, let me tell you something right now. You gonna tell me where he is so I can go and kill him for the biker game. And she's like, I'm not. And he grabs her by the neck. He's like, I said, you gonna tell me? She's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you. So she tells him. Then they're gonna go and meet up, right? So then now at this point, Jason Statham knows everything that's going on. He knows what's going on. He's like, all right, cool. I know my man broke into my house. I know it because he was talking to his boy. He's like, I know it. I'm gonna go and meet him for breakfast. He went to go meet him for breakfast, right? So he shows up, he's talking to him, and he's like, hey, man, I'm just gonna let you know. I know. And he's like, trying to be all cool. The bad guy trying to be all cool. Jason Franco trying to be all cool. So about some, you don't have manners. And he's all like, hey, I just put you on notice. So, Jason Statham, badass mode, tells him, I put you on notice so you can notice when you get these hands. So he puts him on notice, right? Then, after he puts him on notice, he goes ahead to leave, but he finds out that the little smack addict in there is the girl, and he's like, all right, cool, I know that, you know, the connection, I know the connection. So then, he goes to where they're cooking meth at, right? He goes in there, he's twisting light bulbs and stuff. He discovers the drugs. He twists his light bulbs and he rigs it up to blow up if they turn on this one light. He rigs all this stuff up and everything. And he walks out. He's about to leave. And he sees the cat. He's like, oh, there's the cat. He goes over to get the cat. Some dude puts a gun to his head. He takes that guy out. Then he's like, oh, the cat's over there. He goes to get the cat. And they knock him out. So now he got him all chained up. And they dumping his head in water. Like James Bond style. You know, like, oh, I'm jumping in water. So he's like, oh, what you gonna do now? You know, Mr. DEA agent. He's like, oh, how y'all know I'm a DEA agent? So the kids is moving in his head. So he's like, yeah. Then he's like, all right, whatever. They know I'm a DEA agent. I'm just going to sit here and just let them talk. Then all of a sudden, they're like, hey. Who's watching your daughter? He gets mad while he's handcuffed. He headbutts the one dude. Then he starts fighting him and stuff like that with his hands tied behind his back. Badass. So he's fighting him off with his hands tied behind his back, zip tied. So then he sees his saw. He turns on his like table saw, cuts the zip ties off, and he beats them up. And he tells my man in the water, he's like, "Hey, you right. I am about to go home and read my daughter a bad time story. And you know what the story's gonna be about?" He said, "No, what?" He kicks him in the head. The dude falls in the water. Hello, badass. So then he leaves, right? So he's like, "Hey, daughter, look. We got to get out of town." She's like, "What? Why we got to get out of town?" "I can't talk to you about it right now, but we got to go." And she's like, "You're a liar." He's like, "What are you? We got to go. We got to go. Okay?" And she's like, "All right. Now, it's supposed to be her birthday party. I missed that. I totally forgot to tell y'all about that. The little girl had her birthday party that day. Okay? Little girl had her birthday party, right? So at this point now, they done made up with the two kids, with the fat kid's mom. They all friends now. They cool. What? They cool. They good. They all right. Okay, so so Franco, he goes to his sister and he tells his sister, "Hey, look, I don't want you, going by the house or whatever no more." And you can see a little fat kid in the house pretending like he's asleep, but he's crying because he knows his mom is a smackhead. He knows it. So he's talking to his sister. So, Jason Franco, he's talking to his sister, and his sister's like, you got something for me? He's like, no, I don't have no drugs. And she's like, you're a liar. He's like, calm down, you need to get off of him, and walks away. So then her husband walks up like, hey, man, let me talk to you, man. You need to stop giving my wife drugs. And he's like, hey, I wouldn't have to give her drugs if you was man enough. Woo! Jesus. Okay, so after that happened, they trying to leave town. At this point, Cyrus shows up. He tells them, hey, we about to go kill homeboy. He's like, oh, I can't be here. Well, y'all kill him. I'm gonna go over here, and I need to be away from stuff. He's like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna kill the daughter too. I'm gonna kill him. No loose ends and all this other stuff, right? But he's like, but I'm taking your girl with me. What? Yeah, I'm taking your girl who's a smack addict. I'm taking her with me. So they get on the boat and they go out to my man's house, right? Now this is where shit hits the fan. I'm sorry for cussing, but this is where shit hits the fan. Okay, so let me see if I got this right. So Jason Franco, he goes to play pool to pretend like he ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. Okay, remember, the place where they're cooking drugs at is all wired up to blow up. Okay? At the same time while that's happening, on the other side, you got my man at his house trying to get his daughter, and they're trying to get ready to leave, to get out of town. And on top of that, you got Cyrus with the biker gang coming to his house trying to kill him with the girl who's a smack addict. Crazy, right? So then they get there. My man's Jason Statham's friend. Okay, his friend so happened to be like the one that's giving him a lot of information and stuff like that. They're really close, but he's there to pick up the horses. Okay, so he wants to help them, because they're about to leave. He's gonna take care of the horses while they're gone. He gets into a fight with one of the dudes that's there, a part of Cyrus's team. The bikers. Okay, so they get into a fight. So they're fighting each other, and then he kills that guy with like one of those things you pitch hay with. He kills that dude. That dude's dead. Bye bye. So. Listen, you think he's dead because you saw him die, but you don't know if he's dead. Anyway, so after that happens, my man goes and he hunks the horn. So now Jason Statham's like, hey, I know something's going on. So he goes downstairs. He gets his daughter. He tells her, hey, listen, stay down here. Here's a phone. Call 911. He goes back upstairs. He takes his gun out. He's ready, waiting for him to come in. Okay? Homeboy who was hunking the horn, Jason Statham's friend, he gets shot. I don't even know who shot him. I'm thinking that was the guy that he stabbed in the stomach. But I'm not for sure. To this moment, I'm still not for sure. I'm almost sure. Not for sure, but I'm almost sure. Almost like 47% positive that the dude that he stabbed with the thing you pitch hay with in the gut is the guy that got back up. And he was like, hey, bang. And then it was like his way of getting back, giving me some revenge. Like, I'm gonna take you out too, bro. I'm not dying alone, bro. That's not fun. So after that happens, Jason Statham's in his house. Okay, they go up the stairs, open the door. Jason Statham, bang, blast that dude, and that dude's dead. Okay, so now he's just taking people out, boom, 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 taking everybody out. The little girl's still on there with the phone, so she's running because they know that she's under the house. So they're running and chasing the little girl. The little girl takes off running through the woods. I don't know where she's going, but she's panicking and she's running. I'm worried. I'm sweating bullets. Okay, so she's running. I'm like, Jason Statham, if you need bullets, I'm sweating them. Here, take them. So Jason Statham's taking people out. He's blah, 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 shooting everybody, whatever, right? So he starts chasing after his daughter. Like, he's gone. He's Tom Cruise running, just straight, chopping there. Almost there to where his daughter is, right? Almost there, okay? But then you don't see how close they are. Like, you know he's almost there. You can tell he's almost there. You can feel it. Your heart is just in your chest. So all of a sudden, they saw the little girl running in slow motion, which, again, I should be tired of slow motion because I just got done watching the Justice League movie, which was 4 hours long, and it was a Snyder cut, and it was just all slow motion. So, anyway, while that was happening, you see the little girl running in slow motion. I'm like, they're not gonna kill this little girl, are they? They bet not. And then the dude got his gun on the little girl, like, I'm about to kill you. All of a sudden, black owl. Little girl turns around. Jason Statham standing there. He shot the dude in the head. Great shot, great shot. I told you. Jason Statham is a DEA agent from the future that came to fight stuff inside present day. So after that happens, okay, he's sitting there like, hey, all right, you good. Woo. Now the dude Cyrus comes out of nowhere and he spears him like Colbert. They're running around fighting like legit wrestling at this point. They got each other in triangle holds and everything else. He takes my man's arm, spins it around his back, stabs him in his spine with his own knife. So technically the guy stabbed himself in his, Cyrus stabbed himself in his own spine. So he killed himself. It's a new way of committing suicide. Anyway, so after that happens, you hear the girl running. Now, the little girl runs into the arms of Winona Ryder's character, who's a smackhead. So she grabs her. She's like, these people don't care about you. They don't care about you. You got to come with me. And she's like, no, I don't want to. I'm good. I'm all right. I didn't realize that you were on that stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave. She's like, no. She grabs her and she puts her into like this little container that's on the boat. Then Jason Statham's like, oh, whoa, what's going on? And they drive off. Jason Statham runs back to the house. At this point now, the police show up. Yeah, the normal cops show up after this Terminator DEA agent and killed everybody. Now y'all want to show up. So now, at this point now, they're triangulating phone calls and trying to figure out what a little girl is. And then Winona Ryder's character takes the little girl back to the smack house. The house where the drugs are. Okay. Now I'm about to poop my pants because now I'm like, okay, so now you took the girl back to the house that's rigged up like a bomb. Yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense. Thanks a lot, Winona Ryder. So while they're there, James Franco, he shows up. He walks in. He's like, are you retarded? He literally says those words to his girlfriend. He calls her retarded. That's not nice. Not nice at all. I mean, I know she's on drugs, but come on, calm down. So he tells her, yells at her, tells her that she's retarded. Then he gets a gun because now he's about to kill the little girl. Hold on. Yo, is this the kind of party we trying to play in here? Is this that kind of party? I guess this is what we're doing. That's another reason why I don't like you, James Franco. So now Jason Statham knows where the little girl is because he talked to the little girl on the phone, told her to hide the phone, knows exactly where the little girl is. He's rushing to get to his daughter. He got to go save his daughter, right? But he's in the car. He's driving like it's crazy. How he's driving. Okay, he's a police car driving. All of a sudden, who pulls up? Who pulls up at the drug house? James Franco's sister pulls up. Like, did you hear what was going on? He's like, yeah, I heard what was going on. Why are you here? So hold on. But they said that, you know, the little kid's missing. Little girl's missing. We heard this. Where's the little girl at? He's like, I don't know. Then you hear a little girl in there. So she's like, you know what? Move out the way. And she goes in there and she hits the switch. And then the place blows up. I was like, okay, all right. And then everybody in there just walks out. Like, I'm like, what? So, what? So we just gonna walk away from this big explosion? Nobody grabbing their ears or nothing? Okay. So now, James Franco is arguing with his sister over the little girl. They're arguing back and forth. And then he accidentally kills, well, all right, he accidentally shoots, not kills, accidentally shoots his sister. It's another reason why I don't like you, man. Now you're shooting your own sister. You are full of it, you so-and-so. So he shoots his sister. After he shoots his sister, what does he do then? He grabs the little girl in slow motion. I don't know what is going on with slow motion this weekend, but he grabs her in slow motion, puts her into the vehicle, gets into the vehicle, and drives away. Now Jason Statham, you know, the badass he is, he shows up. He's like, oh, hold on, wait, that's my daughter. He turns around, right? The building is still on fire back there, right? Again, nobody was in there and nobody blew up. But Kate Boswell, whatever, she got shot. All right, whatever. So at this point now, it's a chase scene. Okay, so Green Goblin, Jason Francisco, he's driving his car, and he's trying to get away. He's cussing at the little girl, and the little girl's like, I just want my daddy. He's like, hush, hush, hush. So he's driving and stuff. Then, all of a sudden, the police car pulls up, and he realizes who it is, and she's like, oh, that's my dad. And he's like, I'm gonna get my daughter back because I'm a badass. He's like, I'm no longer a teddy bear. I'm no longer a teddy bear. I'm no longer a teddy bear. So he's trying his best to catch up with them, right? And they're going through all this stuff, and then the sheriff's like, hey, open the bridge. I'm like, what does that even mean? They take the bridge, one of those bridges that moves. So soon as the truck that Jason Franco was in, right, he drives onto the bridge. Now, Jason Statham, you know, the badass from the future, he comes and his car hits, boom, and flips. I'm like, oh no, this is bad. Franco is so crazy and hooked up on that stuff. He stops the car, gets out of the car, and walks over to finish the job. We know that you're the criminal. We know that you're the mastermind that put all this together. We can see it. That stuff got you messed up, Franco. So he walks over, right? So I'm like, oh no, this is it. Little girl gets out. She's like, stop it, that's my daddy. And he's like, get back in the car. I don't want you to see this. I'm like, oh, so at least you got a heart. You don't want her to see her dad get killed. I mean, I guess that's good. Maybe you moved up a little bit in my book, Franco. Just a little bit. Anyway, so they're sitting there, and the whole time they're sitting there talking, and he's yelling at the little girl. My man then got out of the car that's upside down, is all smashed up. Franco turns around, and Jason Statham pieces him up. He grabs him, he hits him in the head and everything. He takes the gun out of his hand, hits him in the nose, flips him over twice. He picks him up, flips him again. He's elbowing him and stuff like that. He's hitting him with knees and stuff. I don't even know how he got his toes behind his head to come up and kick him in the face. I don't even know how he did, but Jason Statham is badass from the future, so obviously he was able to do that. So he does that. He got the guy down, right? And he's like, hey, let me tell you something. You wanted to know who I was. Now you know. And he's punching him in the face. Let me tell you who I am. He's just tacking him up, right? Then the little girl is sitting there. She's looking at him, and he stops and he goes, he said, man, my daughter just saved your life. And he gets up. And I'm like, okay, so now where are we at? Are we back in teddy bear mode? Are we back in teddy bear mode, or are we still badass mode? I don't know, but to me, it seemed like, wait, no, he done merged the two together. He done merged teddy bear mode and badass mode together and became fluffy killer mode. That's what he is. He's fluffy killer mode now. So he's a nice person to hug, but don't press that button because 2 fingers to the eyeballs. He don't care. So after that happens, you know, they're panning out. It's a beautiful shot of the city and everything. Then they're playing that music, that type of music. He tells his daughter, he's hugging her, he's like, hey, let's go home. I'm like, home? Home? Your home got bullet wounds all in it. You blew up half the town. You just gonna go home like nothing happened? Which home you talking about? Home in the city? Or home where you at right now? Down home. That home? Which home you going to? Which one? I don't know. Anyway, so while that's going on, you see Winona Ryder's character, you know, the smackhead, they got her in cuffs and she's getting in one car. Then you look in the back of the ambulance, right? You see, what's her name? Kate Bosworth. There you go, Kate Bosworth. You see her sitting there, and she's not dead. That was unexpected. She's not dead at all. She just got shot. Apparently, those drugs is keeping her adrenaline pumping, and she's good to go. Guess there was something good about them drugs. I don't know. So after that, it ends like this. This is how it ends. Okay. I said all that stuff I said before just to get to this part right here. Okay. So the fluffy killer. Okay. The biker gang guy, the dad, whose son was killed by the fluffy killer at the beginning, well, back when he was just a badass, that guy walks out. He walks over to pick up a phone, to talk to who's visiting him. Then he looks up and he's like, oh, like you saw it goes, right? Then the camera pans and you see who it is. It's Jason Statham, the badass fluffy killer from the future. And he says, hey, I'll be waiting for you when you get out, I'll see you. And then he walks away. And that's how the movie ends. That's how Homefront ends. He tells my man, hey, I'll be waiting for you. Now, after everything I just said to y'all about what this man, this futuristic, fluffy, teddy bear, badass killer, who's a DEA agent from the future, who's trained by Judge Dredd himself, and somehow managed to come to present day with the help of Cable and Deadpool, using a futuristic type of Back to the Future tool that was also created and made by Michael J. Fox and the Doc in Back to the Future, but somehow managed to come to present day and be the greatest DEA agent of all time. The movie is called Homefront, and if you haven't seen it, go see it. And if you've seen it before, go watch it again. Because obviously, I didn't do this movie justice by what I just told you about this movie. Go watch it. I recommend you to go and watch it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the cyber bullies that's bullying you, tell the old school bullies, and tell all the people you know from back in the day and in the hood and the people in the future. Tell everybody, go check this movie. Everybody, tell everybody, because this movie, pass or fail scale, I'm gonna give it a pass. Not low pass, not high pass. I'm just gonna give it a pass. It's dancing up there with it, you know. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go watch Godzilla versus Kong with my son. That movie gonna be a doozy too. I know they're gonna have a lot of slow motion scenes in there. It's gonna be crazy. But this movie was unexpected. That's what that movie was unexpected. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, Around the Town, Kharlie Brown, ta-ta. He came from the future. He is a DEA agent from the future. That is crazy. DEA agent from the future. Good Lord.